Welcome to Eat, Pray, Plan. I'm Rebecca. I'm a wife, a homeschool mom to two adventurous boys, and I plan our lives one sticker at a time. In this video, I'm going to share with you some tips and tricks that have helped me plan a happy life in hopes that they can help you too. So if you want to see how I do that, come plan with me. Hello again. I am so happy that you're joining me for this video. This video is a highly requested video since I started sharing a little bit of my ring planner journey. So this video is going to be about 5 simple things that you need to know in order to start in the ring planner community. So I am no expert, but I have been using a ring planner, I want to say for maybe 8 weeks, and I've learned a few things. So that's what I'm going to share with you today. So first, we're going to start off with the basics. So you're going to need a few tools because if you're familiar with the Happy Planner, which is the planner that I have been using for the past years, it is a planner that's already built for you. But with a ring planner, you can definitely buy printed inserts, but for the most part, you put the planner together. So you will need a few tools. The first thing that you're gonna need is a paper cutter. So this paper cutter is a Fiskars paper cutter, and I got it at Michael's actually, and yeah, it comes with a little it comes with a little blade that you can change out when it's not sharp anymore. I've had this since the beginning, so I've had it for 2 months. And it still cuts pretty well. So I got it at Michael's, and I will show you how to cut paper too, and I'll show you how I use this little guy. Okay, so first the paper cutter. Then you are going to need a punch. So this is a ring punch, and you can see here on the inside of the punch, you can move the punch around to make sure that you size it up to the right size planner that you're using, because this punch, I got it on Amazon. I will link everything in the description box below. I got it on Amazon, and it is a ring planner that works for A5, which is the furthest out. It also works for personal, and it also works for pocket. So so you definitely need one of these. I'm not sure if it works for an A6. I don't see why it wouldn't, but I am not familiar with the A6 size. So if you are an A6 user and you know of a good punch, please share with us below, because I would also love to know that. Here is a little trick that I recently learned using this punch. So you need to make sure that the punch clicks, because if it doesn't click, you will have the holes off by a little bit, and that could be very, very bad, because then your pages won't be punched to the right size. So this is the punch that I have, and again, I got it on Amazon. Next up is, of course, you're gonna need a ruler, and I prefer a bigger size ruler, and I like clear rulers because I can see through. So you're gonna need a ruler, you're gonna need a pencil, and you're gonna need a few types of paper. So if you want to print out your inserts, like I said before, there are shops that sell you printed inserts already, which that's always great, and you won't need paper if that's the case. But if you do want to print things at home, I use a regular printer, nothing fancy, and it prints pretty well. So you're gonna need a few different styles of paper. So the first one is the one that I use, that I used to use actually at the beginning to print out my dashboards and dividers. So this is 40-pound paper. I I will link it below because I actually ran out of my paper, so I just ordered some, so I don't have the actual package to show you what brand of paper I use, but I will link it below. So this is 40 pounds, so it is definitely a thicker paper. It is not as thick as cardstock, but it is thick. I have found that I personally don't need for my dashboards or dividers a thick paper, just because it just creates more bulk in my planner that I don't really need. I think that the 32-pound paper, which is the one that I use for my inserts, works pretty great to print out my dashboards and dividers too. So all my printed dashboards and dividers are now printed on 32-pound paper. So this is the one that I use to print my inserts. And then if you want to get fancy, you can also purchase some vellum. So vellum is a type of see-through paper, as you can see here, that people use to layer over certain dashboards, and it looks really cute. So this is a vellum that I printed out for my table of content, and again, I also ran out, so I can't show you the packet. Okay, so that is as far as the tools that I think that you will need if you are going to start to set up a ring planner. So paper, a thicker paper, so not necessarily your regular printer paper, just something thicker, but also you can definitely use regular printer paper. I know there's many people who do so, and it's just a preference, I guess. So paper, the fancy vellum, a ruler, and a pencil, and I will show you how I use these, because usually most inserts have already the corners and the middle part lined out for you, so you can just cut. But then sometimes I do like to measure it out myself, so I will show you, because I am going to show you how to cut paper. You're going to need a punch for your ring size planner, and you are going to need a paper cutter. Okay, so this is what I have learned when it comes to tools. If I missed something and you are a pro and an expert, please let us know in the comments below. Okay, so next we are gonna talk now about inserts. So I do have a few inserts in my planner that are pre-printed for me, and these are from Cloth and Paper, so these are wish list trackers. And I have some dailies also that are pre-printed. These are pre-printed, these are not. These I printed myself. So now we're gonna talk about how to print and cut your inserts. That is what I'm going to share with you next. So I have found a few shops on Etsy, and they also have online websites that I absolutely love. I love them for a few reasons. First, because the first one is Peanuts Planner Co. So these inserts are from Peanuts Planner Co. And the other shop that I love, I might not have, I use them in my pocket. So it's Simple and Trendy Co. So these are the weeklies that I use in my pocket, and these are from Simple and Trendy Co. So I love how functional the inserts of these shops are, and I also love that the way that they have outlined the page for you to cut, it's perfect. So you don't need to play around with a ruler. Although it's not a big deal, I have found certain inserts that I love that I need to kind of like tweak it a little bit, but it's not a big deal. I do cut my inserts in bulks. As you can see here, I have some weeklies and some dailies that I've cut in bulks, just because I don't want to be cutting all the time. So I tend to do it every maybe 2 to 3 weeks. But my goal is to cut them once a month, or even like every couple of months, because I have found already some of the inserts that I really love. So the ones that I use the most, I will just have a bunch of them cut out. Okay, so I already mentioned my two favorite stores right now for inserts, Peanuts Planner Co. and Simple and Trendy Co. And one of my first tips when it comes to inserts is find some freebies. There's definitely a lot of shops that offer free printables. That way you can try them out. So Peanuts Planner Co. is a shop that has freebies on her Facebook group. So this is a freebie, and the other weekly is a freebie too. So this is a free insert in her Facebook group. And what I did when I first started is I printed out a few sizes to see which one I wanted to start off with. So the first one that I printed off was pocket, because I thought pocket planners are so cute. So I printed out the freebie and I loved it. And then I decided to purchase my first pocket. And we're gonna talk also about planners in a little bit, but this is the first one that I purchased. It is a budget-friendly planner, so it will not break the bank. And this is the one that I used. So I set up this planner using freebies from Peanuts Planner Co. And I'm gonna share with you a few things that I've learned when it comes to cutting inserts. And at the beginning, it can be a little bit tricky, so have patience with yourself. I am still learning, because you can mess up cutting the inserts. Okay, so I have a few sizes of paper here, and I'm gonna take out my paper cutter. Let me move some stuff around and make room. Okay, so I have, this is actually, I think this is not, no, this, I think this is half letter. No, this is mini happy planner. Hold on, let me pull out, here, let me show you with this pocket. So this is a pocket size. When you print them out, this is how they print, and you can print them double-sided as well. So let's cut this pocket size, and I am going to show you how. So once you get the hang of it, it's pretty simple. I like to start, hold on, let me make sure that you can see. Okay, so I like to start cutting the middle. So here, when you print it out, you will see that it has a cross here, and I just slide it in. So this cutter has a little base here and a base here, so you can line your paper up. So I am going to go ahead. I always start with the blade at the top, and I am just going to line it up here and then line it up here. And then you just slice. So you can do, I have done up to 4 sheets, and it slices pretty well. So then you have it like this, and then what I like to do, so here, this is the tricky part, because I tend to forget. Let me see. There we go. So I think that, yeah. So what I like to do next is go and cut the outer parts. Okay, perfect. Yeah, because then you have here still the mark for the top, for the middle, and for the bottom. So then I just go ahead and cut there. Now the middle and the top. There. Okay. Perfect. So now you have 2 sheets that you've cut out, and here you will punch. So I will punch them as well, so you can see. So you will, that's where the punch will be. Let's cut the others. Oh man. Okay, here you go. Perfect. I can show you how you can easily mess up. So I did not line it up the right way. I got distracted and I messed it up. So this is going to the recycling bin. So see, there you go. You mess it up and then you just have to print another copy. Thank goodness we have this one. Okay, so this goes away. Okay, so now we have, let's punch these. So let's grab the punch, and because I am punching pocket, I want them all, I want the punch all the way in the middle because this will punch the 6 holes that you need for your pocket planner. And then I just kind of eyeball it to make sure that it's centered. I mean, sometimes I'm off by a little bit, but it really doesn't bother me all that much. So then I punch. There you go. I punched my inserts, and now here is a trick that I learned from someone in the minimal planner community, and it was life-changing for me when it came to deciding to try out rings. So you just cut little slits in the middle, and now you can just remove the pages without having to open your rings. Isn't that amazing, you guys? So see, there you go. Boom. You just made yourself some awesome daily inserts. Okay, so let me see if I am forgetting anything when it comes to inserts. I shared with you my favorite shops, Peanuts Planner Co., Simple and Trendy Co. I showed you how to cut and this magic trick. Okay, so that's all I've learned when it comes to inserts. So let's move on. Next, we have how to choose the right planner size for you. I am currently using 3 ring planners. I have the Pocket, which is this pretty pink one from Moterm, and this is my on-the-go planner. It's the one that I am using as a wallet, and it stays in my purse. So I'm using the Pocket, which is the smallest size of ring planners. Well, I think Filofax also came out with a mini one, so there might be one that's even smaller, but these are so cute. So also with the right inserts, you can definitely make this size work. I love my Pocket. So Pocket is the first size. Then I am using a personal size, which is also a 6-ring binder, but you can see obviously it's a little bit bigger. There's a difference that the pages for the Pocket are square, are more like squarish, yeah. And then for the personal, which throws a few people off, is that the pages are more rectangular. So I have been using a personal for a while, and I'm already used to the size of the pages because I love to make lists. So for me, a longer page works great. It doesn't really bother me. I do know that the A6, which is another popular size, is also a 6-ring binder, but the pages are wider. So if you are not too crazy about the narrow pages, you can definitely check out the A6 binder. So then we have the A5, which the A5 is the biggest size for ring binders, and this one I am using for our homeschool plans. So I do need a bigger page when it comes to lesson planning. That's why I chose for my lesson plan, for my homeschool planner, the bigger size. It all depends on really what you want to use your planner for and what you need it for, and then you can kind of pick your size. So for me, these are the 3 sizes that I'm currently using and that work for me. This is, there's definitely, different price points when it comes to these ring binders. I've learned there are some that are very pricey, beautiful, but very pricey. And that you can definitely go ahead and purchase. I know a lot of people who have the beautiful Louis Vuitton ones, the Gilios, which those are amazing planners. But for me personally, since I'm just starting in this journey, I don't want to invest in a pricey planner just because I like to play around with my planners and change covers. So I can't justify in my head having a Louis Vuitton planner, for example, even though I think they're gorgeous. So when it comes to budget-friendly planners, I have found Filofax to be the best option for me. So this is a Filofax A5. I found it on Amazon, and this is my recent baby. I got it for my birthday. Andres bought it for me, also on Amazon. And then this is a Moterm planner, and these are sold on AliExpress. So all these I think are, I mean, the bigger ones, I think it's around the $120 mark. I am not sure because I bought this a while back. This one is like $160, I think, on Amazon. It's still a an expensive planner, so I'm definitely staying in this for a while, and it's beautiful. I am so in love with this planner. And then the Moterms are they're really budget friendly. I think this one costs like $40, I think. So you have different options if you want to set up a ring planner. Like I mentioned before, the first one that I purchased was this one, and this one is $50 on Amazon. So I knew that I could invest in this planner to try it out. So if you are definitely looking for something to try out, I highly suggest this one if it's pocket. But then they also have, this is Filofax too. They also have personal size from Filofax, and they are not, I don't think they're like outrageously expensive. These are all leather, so they're gonna be, they're going to be planners that you want to keep for a while. There's also groups where you can sell them, so that is also great. So you can purchase previously loved planners and start your collection that way. Okay, so that is all I have for you as far as choosing your planner and what size will work for you. Next, let's talk about setting up the inside of your planner. So the first thing that I recommend you do is sit down with a piece of paper and write down what you want to use your planner for. Because once you have mapped out what you want your planner to help you with, then you'll be able to start off with setting up the sections. So that is how I started off. I sat down and I'm like, okay, what is the pocket planner gonna do for me, and what is the personal planner gonna be for? And they're very similar. So the way the sections that I have are very similar in both planners. I have divided my personal size into schedule. So here is where I keep the boys' routine for their summer routine, and where I keep my monthly planner. That is the next section. And this has our important events and dates that I need to keep present. Then the next section that I have in my personal is my weekly planner. This has our to-dos. Then I have the daily planner. Then I have a home section. Then I have a family section, a personal section, a wellness section, and a list section. So I am waiting for my new dividers from Cloth and Paper. Those are the dividers that I absolutely love. I purchased these from Planner Press and I love them. They're beautiful. They're beautiful dividers. They're thin so they don't bulk up your planner. I got the crystal clear, but she also has frosted, and she has one that's called diamond, I think. So it's like a little bit, it's between, I think, the frosted and the crystal clear. But Cloth and Paper, which is the company that I purchase most of my planner accessories from, they just restocked their glass dividers, which are in the front, they're clear, and then they're frosted. They're beautiful. So once I get those, I will put them into my planner, and then I will show you guys a detailed flip of this planner. So then that way I can walk you through how I use it, why I chose each section, and then the things that I have inside. So once you have decided what sections you want in your planner, you can label them. There's a few ways to label them. I know that there's people who have label makers. I never purchased one. What I did do is I purchased sticker paper. This one is from Amazon, and it's an 8x10 sheet, and you just stick it in your printer and you print out the labels. That is how I have labeled my sections here. And there's also shops that sell the labels already pre-made, which are beautiful. But for me, what works best is labeling them myself, because they're very personal to what I need them for, especially my homeschool planner, because I need the boys' names and stuff like that. There are shops that make them customizable, but I just decided to purchase this paper on Amazon and print them out myself. So that is how I label my sections. That is the next little tip that I have for you. If you want to set up a ring planner, decide before anything what purpose is the planner is gonna serve. Like, how are you gonna use it and what sections you need. And also, depending on the size, you can also have the same sections if you use 2 planners, or you can just be a 1 planner person and have everything in here. Let's see what else. Yep, see, these are pretty much the same sections that I have in my pocket. It just makes it easier for me. Oh, these are the glass dividers that I was telling you from Cloth and Paper. So it's like a beautiful glass, you know, it's like, oh my goodness, I lost the word. A beautiful reflective material here. I don't know if that's a word, but you know, you can see it. And then it's frosted in the back. So I love these. So I am waiting for my new dividers to come. Okay, that is what I have for you as far as sections in your planner and labeling them. Next up, and definitely not least, we are going to talk about finding inspiration in the planner community. When I first started my minimal planner journey, and I knew that I wanted to switch out from discs to rings, I started searching hashtags on Instagram. So I searched minimal planner, minimalism, functional planning, minimal, and that's when I started discovering a lot of accounts of very inspiring people who share their ring planner. And you have to remember, when you're scrolling through Instagram, our planners are very personal to us, to our lifestyle, and to the season of life we're in. What I can say to you is, when you're scrolling Instagram, find inspiration. Find things that you think might work for you. If you want, try them out, but don't compare yourself or your planner to someone else's planner, because our planners are very, very personal, and what works for someone might not work for you. Then I suggest to start following and connecting with those people whom inspired you, and start creating those friendships, because at the end of the day, for me, it's not so much the planner that I'm using or what's going on, it's the connections and the friendships that I make through my planning account. So that is, that is one of my biggest pieces of advice that I have for you, is whether you are using ring planners, disc planners, a passion planner, whatever planner you're using, find inspiration from the planner community, make friendships, and connect. So before I leave, I just want to share with you a few of the accounts that I love. I've mentioned them before. Let me see if I can remember from off the top of my head. Rana Plans, Minimalistress, Arlie Plans. I love Rosie Planners. I think I'm gonna tag a few in the comments. I also love, let me see, who else? Oh my goodness, I am drawing a blank, but there's so many inspiring accounts. I will share some in the description, and just search those hashtags, and then that way you can kind of start figuring out what planning system will work for you and start connecting and making friends. Okay, so this is my video of tips that I have learned starting my journey in the ring planner community. I hope they were helpful for you. I hope you found some inspiration. And if you have any questions, you know where to find me, and I will be happy to help. If you have any tips that I have missed and that you want to share with us, please leave them in the description, in the comment below, and I'm gonna read them. I would love to learn from you as well. Well, there you have it. Thank you so much again for watching this video, for spending this time with me. And if you liked it, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more videos like these, don't forget to subscribe. I upload videos every weekend. Thank you so much again, and have a wonderful day. Bye.